Now on Denver 7 News, the Broncos are getting ready to hit the jackpot.
We could be really unstoppable, and we really believe that, and we're going to be.
They're on the road in Las Vegas, taking on their arch rivals, the Raiders, who have yet to win a game.
You can see from last year, we really don't like them, they don't like us, so it is what it is.
Absolutely, I hate them too. It's part of the game.
But the Broncos are hoping to prove it's not just beginner's luck. Keep their 2-game hot streak from folding.
There's a special feeling in this locker room, a special feeling about where we're going, where we're headed, and we believe in that.
Thanks so much for watching this post-game edition of Denver 7 News. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Brian Wang. The Broncos are on the road again after winning 2 in a row, and this weekend they're hoping the third time's the charm.
Yeah, let's get right over to Denver 7 sports anchor Nick Rothschild. Nick, the Broncos are playing a team that has not won a game yet.
No, come on, slow down there, Jacqueline. This is still Raiders week. Come on. Well, even though the Broncos record says 2 wins, 1 loss, I can't imagine fans are really enjoying this first quarter of the season. But if it's a hot streak we're looking for, is there a better place on earth to kick things off than Las Vegas? Our Broncos insider Troy Rank is in Sin City looking for luck.
The Broncos reached the quarter pole of their season here Sunday in Las Vegas. They have yet to score 20 points in a game. They're the only team that can say that. They have 1 red zone touchdown. Is this the game Russell Wilson and the offense finally gain traction?
I think that's what we're aiming for. And we have yet to really, turn it on, I think. And right now it's a lot of self-inflicted wounds. And I think that's the positive thing. I think it's about us as a group. It's about me as a play caller first and foremost, and then getting Russell in a rhythm, getting the running backs in a rhythm, everybody in a rhythm.
You take one day at a time, one moment at a time. You don't look at the whole end journey. Yeah, you just look at the moment right now, the next play, the next moment. And you got to win that moment. And when that happens, and we're able to continue to do that, it gives us a better chance to be successful week in and week out.
When you grow up in Colorado like I did, it's easy to hate the Raiders, from Tom Jackson yelling at John Madden to C.J. Anderson's zigzag touchdown run. And there's venom in this rivalry again. Broncos aim to end a 6-game road losing streak to the Raiders.
Coming in, everybody hated the Raiders, so you just got to hop on that bandwagon. But as you can see from last year, we really don't like them, they don't like us, so it is what it is. So it's going to be fun to go against them, and looking forward to getting a dub.
Matchups to keep an eye on: Pat Surtain against Devontae Adams, and Josie Jewell if he gets left in coverage against Darren Waller. Reporting from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, Troy Rank, Denver 7.
Thank you, Troy. Massive development today in the Dolphins concussion story as the NFLPA fired the unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant that cleared Tua Tagovailoa to return to action last Sunday against Buffalo after sustaining what looked like a significant head injury, claiming he made, quote, several mistakes in his evaluation. Sources tell ESPN that the Players Association is exercising its right to dismiss the consultant without agreement from the other party. This comes after they initiated a review of the league's concussion protocol in response to Tua's quick return in that game against the Bills. If you're a bit shocked, yeah, me too. The heart of the matter is this: wherever the breakdown in protection of Tua Tagovailoa lies, it resulted in exposing him to second impact syndrome on Thursday against Cincinnati. That happens when someone receives a second head injury before complete recovery from an initial injury, and it can be fatal. Tua remains in the concussion protocol, but he's allegedly doing okay. This story, however, far from over. Awkward transition here to college football. Air Force hosting Navy this morning, big one down at the Academy, and despite an offensive rocket ship taking off on the first drive, both sides mostly dormant throughout this one. A late Matthew DePore field goal lifts the Falcons to victory, 13-10. Buffs late kickoff tonight taking on Arizona. How about a little offense in the desert? Luke McCown finds Charlie Offerdahl, a little screen pass, ends up being a 36-yard gain, and from there McCown finishes off the drive with a tutty. Most of this first half was close, but as we head to halftime, Wildcats tacked on a couple touchdowns. They're now up 26-13, so not much good news there. But hey, at least CSU is on a bye this week. That means they can't lose. Silver linings.
Thanks, Nick. All right, today Denver police announced the arrest of a 17-year-old in the brutal murder of a teen.
Back in August, police said 14-year-old JoJo Aragon was beaten, stabbed, and shot. He was found dead near a baseball field at the Southwest Recreation Center.
Denver 7's Rob Harris joins us live now. Rob, police say JoJo and the suspect knew each other?
Yeah, and Bion, that's one of the important things we learned tonight. Denver police say JoJo and the suspect went to school with each other last year. And they also tell us the two planned to meet the day JoJo was killed.
Guns in the hands
of children produce terrible results.
In the weeks since JoJo Aragon's murder, Denver police have been piecing together tips from the community in their investigation to come up with a timeline of what happened when on August 8th, just 2 days before JoJo's 15th birthday.
This was not a random encounter. This was not a chance encounter. It was a planned meeting that ended tragically.
According to police, JoJo and the suspect had been having conversations back and forth throughout the summer about buying a gun. We don't know which was the intended buyer and which was the seller. What we do know from police is that they met in the park behind the Southwest Rec Center the afternoon of August 8th for the sale.
During that transaction, the suspect violently assaulted the victim and ultimately killed him and robbed him.
This is probably the most terrible crime that's ever occurred in this neighborhood.
Ever since this murder, neighbors like Desiree Wachter have been very concerned with the safety of their kids and neighbors. And many of them came out to the press conference in person, hoping to have their questions answered.
It scares the hell out of me. I have a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old boy, and it scares me to death. And when this happened to JoJo, this rocked all of us to our core. We just couldn't even imagine that a child at 14 years old could be killed in our neighborhood.
So Denver police are working to bring some security upgrades to that rec center. Neighbors tell us they want to see cameras and better lighting, though we should say this murder did happen in the daylight. Bayon, Jacqueline.
All right, thank you, Rob. Still to come, Hurricane Ian is leaving a trail of destruction as it moves north.
Multiple states are working to deal with entire neighborhoods destroyed.